So what are your thoughts on remote work?
Honest opinion, we used to have a big struggle with my previous team about this. Again, I like to be around people, and again, it depends on the obviously of the type of work which you need to do. So, for example, if you're a developer, obviously you need peace and quiet. But if you're
Mm,
working in commercial and business development, for me, it's crucial that people are together. Why? First of all, it's communication. So commercial people are doing communication with customer. Commercial people are communicating between themselves. So how are you going to communicate when you're sitting at home in four walls? And I know that it's not going to give me scores with many people, but again, I have stats, data, and reality things which proven from the industry. So I know from again my team was saying me like about people who work like literally 3 hours at home and then they do nothing because they're working remotely. And who's losing out? The company is losing out. Who else is losing out? It's not just the company. The person is losing out. Why? Because it's of course it's cool to have at home, like to sit at home. You don't have to find time like to drive and so on. Also, like you're in Malta, it's not as far. And I live really, really far from all my offices. So I always drove and so on. But how are you going to learn nowadays that those before, like you had seminars and everything where you can go, nowadays everything is online. How many
mm,
of us, like honestly, will do a webinar, will watch a webinar, will open a book, will read something which educates you? It's a very low percentage because the lives are so busy. We want to do things when we're always in a rush. So that's one factor. You don't go in the office. How are you going to learn new skills? Again, for your personal career, how do you going to share ideas? It's all the basic things. Everybody knows about it, but nobody's doing it. But yes, it's cool to work from home. So for me, it has to be a balance. For example, and again, before we used to, for me, it was very simple rule. Guys, at the moment we're building the company, let's achieve certain results. Friday you work from home, 4 days in the office. Obviously, if you want to work from home today, it's not like set in stone. Like we're all humans, we're flexible. It can be, but don't abuse the system. If something is happening, results are not growing, we're in problem, everybody has to be in the office. It's very simple. So I trust you, but it has to be a balance. If the trust is
mhm.
broken, sorry guys, you have to go back basically to reality. But for me, I do believe we need to work from the office minimum 2, 3 days a week because otherwise people will not progress in their career. It's counterproductive in the terms of even like you want to ask a question. So you can ask a question from someone in 5 seconds. But if you're in the like in the office, but if you are in front of your computer, you have to type the question. It takes much longer. Somebody has to reply. So the person is not working on what have to do, like replying to your questions. And it's a bad tendency. Obviously, it's much more comfortable. You can work in your pajama and so on. But I think, again, personal advice for career guys, if you want to progress, if you're ambitious, if you want to grow, the only place where you learn how to do things, it's in the office. Plus, it gets you in a bit of different state of mood. Just think about it. Like, to go to the office, you need to dress up a little bit, you need to think. And also, you have to extrovert because if you're at home, you're introverted. You're staying in front of your computer. You're all the time on your own. Okay, if you have like a partner or a spouse, like kids and so on, you do. But you're constantly introverting, introverting, introverting. When you're introverting, you're unhappy. It will come with time, and then you'll have burnout and so on. When you're extroverting, like even if you drive to the office, you look at the road, you look around, you look at people, you see the sunshine, you see different things. So don't look at it again as a waste of time. See, it's like you need to get out of your shell in a way, because then you would be much more happier, much more motivated, much more cheerful. You meet people. We are humans. We're not created to be alone, basically.
Mhm.
So it's important to have communication, A, for your career, and B, it's for your well-being. But again, it should be balanced. If it takes you, like if you live in Gozo, it doesn't make sense to come to Malta every day, like just to be in the office. So that's my view on the remote work.